locally who are on a mission to change how team operates. Now, let me help you a little bit there, Mr. Gray. It's not how I want you to operate. It's not how Deborah wants you to operate. It's how the governor of the state of Florida has said you're going to operate. It is how the many attorney generals all the way back to 1980 has said you should operate. It is how the Office of Open Government has said you should operate. So don't throw this off on a few persistent local individuals. You need to go over to Tallahassee and stand in the hallway and talk to the governor. The governor is telling you to do this. You know, I just think it's ridiculous. Now, and by the way, I feel better. I got that off my chest. Now, there's another email, and ladies and gentlemen, there's several tiers to this.
Yes.
Okay, there's.
It's like an onion.
It's you got to peel at it a while, and while you're doing it, tears. I promise you, tears are going to run down your face. You got the state level.
Yes.
And some of your tax dollars get converted over into that state thing, and we move them around.
You're talking about Enterprise Florida?
Enterprise Florida.
$21 million
to
last year.
21 million. And we shift and focus, and we move that, and we play hocus pocus with it. And then there's lower tiers that want to play like Team Santa Rosa, and you know, and they're scattered all.
Well, they're not attached to any kind of municipality. They're just out there, and they do economic development,
right?
And they'd like your money.
And apparently creating good paying jobs
in the economic development field
for themselves. This is, ladies and gentlemen, you gotta love this email. This is from Cindy Anderson to a representative of one of these second tier organizations that aren't attached to anybody except the money train.
They're like the Remora on the shark.
They just attach themselves and wait for any crumbs that falls out of the shark's mouth.
It's a good living.
It says,
a good job.
Amy, as I have mentioned before, I am really, and that's in capital letters.
Yes, and it's spelled correctly.
That's pretty impressive. I am really getting pinged here by a group with respect to Sunshine. We are reluctant to take any stance until we see that the rest of the state is thinking, and you are our only conduit to the rest of the economic development organizations. Then
in bold,
she says, have you heard anything, or is there going to be a committee to review the Office of Open Government's opinion? Thank you so much.
A committee to review what the governor's told them to do. They don't like that. They want a committee.
You know, if it's actually so sad that it becomes funny again.
It's funny as long as it's in a cage with a lock on it and you can view it and then go home.
Ms. Anderson, let me help you get your arms around this. The governor said you're going to open your meetings up. The Office of Open Government said you're going to open your meetings up. The Attorney Generals from 1980 until today said you're supposed to have your meetings open. I'll even add one that I forgot. The county attorney said you will have your meetings open to the public.
The First Amendment Foundation.
The First Amendment Foundation says you will have your meetings open. And let me tell you, you can send all these little emails around that you want to. Myself, Deborah, several other people I know, along with the governor, Joanne Karen, Barbara Peterson, and a whole list of Bob Butterworth and several attorney generals. I'm sorry, but we're against you on the issue of Sunshine.
We're for the public.
We are for the public.
Public right to access meetings and records.
We certainly believe that all government should be in the sunshine, period, end of story. I do not understand that how on May the 17th you can sit down and pen such a letter. But
yeah, that was recent.
I I was a little concerned by that. And you know, Governor Chris now knows me by name, and he sent a
Yes,
letter to my house.
Apparently.
He sent a letter to my house with a
Yes.
stamp on it. Okay. So to Ed Gray and to Cindy Anderson, I just want to let you know that I made copies of your 2 emails right here, and I sent them to the governor of the state of Florida so that he would be aware that you're still fighting him on this issue. And you know, hopefully he'll take a look at that.
So you got a return thank you, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I did get a response back, and it said, "Thank you for keeping the governor informed on Team Santa Rosa activities." So you know, I hate to be a tattletale, but if the governor thinks it's important enough to call your office to tell you how it's supposed to be done, I felt like it was only right that he know about it. Okay. This is another email caused quite a stir recently. Cindy Anderson sent an email out to 3 board members of Team Santa Rosa and a couple other folks. And she said, we really need to get together. You know, we need to get together and have a little talk about all this sunshine stuff and everything. This is from February the 2nd, Chapter 119 request. And she goes on about having interesting rebuttals, and she's found other places in the state that don't follow the Sunshine Law. But here's the part that I like. All this to say, we would like to have this as a topic of our discussion at the February 17th Board of Directors meeting. Could we all get together before then to go over what information has to be gathered to date? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop right there. 2 or more board members at the same place having a conversation is a violation of the Sunshine Law. Period, in the story. So Miss Anderson is now taking it upon herself to invite 3 board members to a private meeting. But it gets even better. Maybe we could get together in a central place for breakfast or lunch. Now here you go, ladies and gentlemen. Look, reach out there and grab the arms of your chair. You've heard about things like this before, but you've never had somebody read it to you in an email. We could even do the back room at McGuire's. So their plan was to gather together in another county in the back room of McGuire's with more than 2 board members present and have this conversation. And I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but I don't think I've been in that back room at McGuire's before. There's not a window there, and I don't see any sunshine coming in it whatsoever. So, you know, not a real good situation. Okay, Deborah, your turn. Chris signs the SB 360 bill.
Unfortunately, the governor has signed SB 360. What this is going to do is basically allow development just about anywhere. They no longer have to make sure that the roadway capacity is in place. Roadway concurrency is called.
Absolutely. So, well, Deborah, whoo, another whirlwind, Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jerry Cooey.
I'm Deborah Nelson. Good night.